शब्द बिना सारा जग अंधा, काटे कौन मोह का फंदा। शब्द बिना सारा जग अंधा, काटे कौन मोह का फंदा। शब्द बिना बिरथा सब तंदा, शब्द बिना बिरथा सब तंदा। शब्द बिना जीव बंधन बंधा, शब्द बिना जीव बंधन बंधा।
Welcome seekers to today's spiritual satsang, titled Traditional Practices, Rituals, Ancestral Worship, and Offerings. I have with me the guest speaker who is an advanced disciple of a perfect living master. This recording is part 2 and it's a continuation of the previous one. One of the main reasons why people do offerings is because they believe in the existence of the spirit world.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us more about this spirit world.
From our understanding and the story that we refer to the spirit world contain the overlap part from human world to astral world. It also contain some of the lower part of astral world. It contain the middle part, like human-like region in the human world, and also it contains slightly upper part of the astral world, which we call lower heavens, where angels, deities reside there. So on that, because of the month, they said that it's Hungry Ghost Festival. They believe that the hell gate open, some of the heavenly gates open. So those astral beings, being ghosts, lower angels, demons, deities, can travel to human world. Let's say like have been given permission to come, And in one of the Supreme Master talks, she's referred to that they can actually appear in the physical as well, but it depends on their spiritual merit. So the one that have a lot of merit, they can even manifest as a people for a week, for 7 days. And some slightly less merit, they can appear for 3 days. Some can appear for 1 day. And some have less merit. Then they can appear, let's say, hours, 8 hours, 3 hours, or 3 minutes, 1 minute even.
What happens after their merit runs out?
So they have to go back to the astral form.
I see.
But because the gate still open during this time, like people believe, let's say for a month or for 3 months, during this ordained time of the monk, they say that, the spirit can still roaming around in the human world. So what happened is that the relative that will come back and visit their family home and their loved one, their family member. So they will collect, let's say, like in front of your gate, right? They will hanging around waiting. So in some custom, they place the table in front of their house, right?
Yep.
And give ancestral worship, some kind of food, snack, fruit, some meat there, right? For them. So let's say even the children move house, the spirit can still visit them because of the karmic affinity.
So what happens when they eat the food? Does it work like a human being? Like you get full and stuff? What's the benefit of offering food?
They eat the energy of the food. It's not the food like we feel it, but you know, if you ever try on the food that already given to the ghost, you know, to the then you bring the food and eat yourself, you will feel that it's like a dropping of the taste. And because the light force or the energy already sucked out of the food. So sometimes master said that it's best for initiate or spiritual person who's slightly elevated on the spiritual path, not to take those kind of food. Because sometimes it's the exchange of the energy. The ghosts suck the energy out of the food and replace with their energy. When you eat their energy. Sometimes you can have upset stomach. You can have pain in your body, or you know, if you really like allergic on or shock on the energy, then you will vomit it out. So it's best not to eat the food that has been offered to hungry ghosts, to deities, or even for angels. Because being human, we're supposed to be higher than them. And if you already raise your awareness higher than the astral level, then it definitely affects you in the energy form.
So in general, this happens only during the Hungry Ghost Festival, or does it happen almost daily? Does it have to be a specific time of the year?
The open of the gate is the alignment of the spirit world to the human world. You know, the health and the heavenly portal connect to the human world, and because of this energy alignment, so they can travel in and out into the human world. So it's not happen daily as such. It only happen when humans come together and pray together. So that create a force, you know, create a channel for them to come in. So it depends on the festival. Like in Thailand, we have Buddha Days, where people usually go to temple, and a lot of time they are making merit for their ancestor as well, and also, you know, pray and, you know, meditation to give some of the merit to their loved ones. So on that, because of the collective of energy of human prayer, then it creates like a channel. So heaven gate and help portals can open as well for them to come out and receive that in a short time.
I see.
It can happen during, like, let's say the Chinese people. They have a particular day of the year that they come together and do the same ritual, where they do ancestral worship and do some offer to them. So yes, they can come on that day as well.
I
But
see.
because this month, people doing this throughout the month, right? So yes, the gate will open according to humans get together and make it happen.
What about like, particular time of the day? Because it seems like, prayers like this sometimes happen mostly at night, right? And there are some beliefs or culture that believes, that certain parts of the day or parts of the night is special, more special than the rest. For example, the time frame of 3 a.m. For example, it's very conducive to do a lot of things. For example, meditation is one. But there are also rituals being done at this golden hour or golden time. Maybe you can explain like does it tie to the time of the day? Like
Yes. According to everything in this lower universe, everything made from energy. So there's high of yang energy during the day and high of yin energy during the day as well. So on this planet Earth, the higher of yang energy is during, let's say, midday, right? Lunchtime until 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So that is the time of, like, let's say, a human time. And also during the night, there's also the highest, the yin time, right? It's around midnight to 4 a.m. in the morning. So that's the spirit time.
I see.
So when the hungry ghost will come out, the stronger one, not the weak one, the stronger one, they can come out after the sun go down, because at that time there will be more yin energy than the yang energy, and the yin energy start to kick in, right? But the weaker one can come out after midnight and stay until 4 a.m. in the morning. That is their time.
As an initiate, is there any dangers if we meditate at 3 a.m.?
Right. Do you mean as initiate of Perfect Living Master, right?
Yes.
If meditate at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yep.
No, it's not. They can't create disturbance to you if you recite the holy names, right? That Master have given to you at the time of initiation. So when you meditate, you start by recite the holy names. Then nothing can disturb you, because it help you as the protection. So nothing can come near you when you recite this name, because it's empowering with master power.
I see. What happens if, just out of curiosity, what happens if any entity, comes and you recite the name? Will they like get destroyed, or do they just run away?
They not get destroyed, but they will be pushing away.
Okay.
From where you are.
I see.
And if they have affinity with you, they will try to come in front of you, to appear to you for you to see in meditation. But they will actually bow down to the master power, and they will get elevated from their circumstance. Let's say if one of your relatives, as a hungry ghost, try to come near you and using affinity to, in order to get to you in the meditation, when you recite the holy names, they will still be there, as they try desperately to show themselves up to you. But when they been touched by the master power, when you recite the name, it's like a rhythm, it's like a resonance.
I see.
From your wisdom eye center. It's like a resonance, like a wave from you and out, like a current out. So when that energy touch them, it will actually change them into a better being. Let's say if they are hungry ghosts, they will change into a better form, like lower angels, or even sometimes can get the permission, from the master to be reborn again as human. And it only depends on their time. If their time has come, and at that time they try to appear to you, it adds up into the spiritual merit reservoir, right? So you kind of give the spiritual merit that has been from master to them, and it speeds up the process of their evolution. Let's say they will be there for the next 10 years, let's say, but during that day they happen to be in front of you, you recite the holy names, you think of the master sincerely, then that holy power of the master touch them, so they can speed up the process of 10 years.
I see.
Then get the permission from the master to reborn again as human.
Masters, advise us to take advantage of the 3 a.m. waking period to do meditation. Since this is part of the high yin time, what's the impact of meditation during this time period?
Master suggests to meditate, let's say during 3 a.m. time, only because we already have some sleep. We already have rest physically and mentally, emotionally. Because when humans sleep, it clears up the mind. It clears up emotional part, right? And also it clears up the stress inside the physical body. So in the deep morning, when you wake up, you will feel fresh, when you, and also during that time, the world is not wake up yet. Nobody get up from their bed doing something yet. So there's no distraction that much in the morning at 3 a.m. So you can get up from your sleep. You can have some shower to wake yourself up. And then you can start meditate until 5 a.m. Then you will start to hear that in the neighborhood, people or animals will start wake up, during that time. So you have enough time from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. to try to get into a deep meditation mode. That's the only advice, because masters see that that's how human work.
I see.
But nowadays, right? Sometimes you have a night shift job. Sometimes you have day shift job.
Yep.
So it also depends on you, the time that you feel the most peaceful and nobody disturbing you. That's, and also your body is well, not stressed. Your mind not busy. You're not emotional. That's the best time that you should meditate for the beginner.
I see.
But if But if you also contemplate during the day, you listen to master talk, master satsang, you read the book, you have conversation with people about the practice, about the master during your day. Like it is as if you contemplate on the higher teaching all day.
I see.
So that's also as beneficial as the meditation as well. So if you have really good preparation during the day, that you involve the high spiritual part in your life already, then in your evening, you will feel peaceful already, Then you can, even before you go to sleep, you can meditate. You can meditate from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., let's say, for you. If you think that, during this time I will be wide awake, I'm not going to fall asleep. So let's meditate because I already prepare myself throughout the day, that you can actually sit and meditate at the end of your day, not the beginning of your day.
I see. Okay. So it has nothing to do with the
Yin
high
time and
yin
yang time.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's because higher spiritual part, we practice with the soul. It's not so much with the mind, right? And we not depend on the energy of the chakra. We not depend on the energy of the planet.
I see.
So when we operate in the soul level, then our meditation time can be different because we rely on the blessing of the master. We rely on the blessing of the higher power that your mind connecting to. So when your mind connecting to something that higher than time and space, so on this kind of soul meditation, you can do everywhere and in whatever condition and circumstance you are, you can practice that.
I see.
But if you rely only upon your mind, your physical body, your chakra energy, and the energy in this lower universe, the energy of the planet, energy of the sun, and energy of the environment you are in, then yes, you have to find the most peaceful time to meditate.
Any beings that appear in front of you during meditation doesn't really mean that they are there to scare you. It could mean that they are there to ask you to, actually save them, right?
Yes. Most of the time it's like that. It's like an unfinished business from the past that you never know what did you promise to other people. Maybe you promised to help them, right? To guide them or, to give help to them in their time of need. So by that promise is very strong. As you become human and they're not fortunate enough to become human yet, they're still being astral being in the ugly form because of lack of spiritual merit.
I see.
Then yes, they will try to come to you to let you know that they need your help. Sometimes they can create some disturbance only because they want to get your attention. Like, they drag the chair in the house, they open and close the door, they open and close the light, try to get your attention. But when people get scared, they feel like, oh no, that spirit tried to disturb you. But actually, good or bad, you can't judge them. Only because you have unfinished business with them. So they can have excuse to come near you. In order for you try to deliver something that you owe them back.
I see.
So my suggestion is that you just pray to the higher power possible. If you don't have master yet, you just have the Lord Buddha, the Lord Jesus, Allah. So whatever religious or tradition you follow, you pray to the highest power to give them blessing.
I see.
And then by that power, sometimes can comfort them. And if that power is really high, like a perfect living master, it can actually uplift them, speed the process that they have to go through, to the next level.
I see. What should you do? Like, let's say if you are like in a, I wouldn't say in your house, but maybe you're in a place where you're just sitting there quietly minding your own business, and then you hear disturbance, like what you mentioned, the chair moving, door slamming. Sometimes it could be from a place where it's an evil spirit, or there's a spirit residing in the area, or it could also mean an old affinity that comes back to get your attention, right? So, but what's your advice for us, on the spiritual path to do at that point of time?
There's many kind of the spirit. Some of the spirit can be aggressive, angry, or upsetting in their heart as well, because the circumstance, the last awareness that they have, it's some kind of upsetting, angry event. Let's say, they have fight, and in that fight, they have been stabbed to death, right? So they still have that kind of upsetting, angry, in their heart. And because it's the last awareness that they only know at that time, so they hung upon that. Sometimes very long time that they develop to be angry, right? Develop to be like a revengeful spirit.
Okay.
And most of the time they look very ugly, and upsetting to see as well. But if you happen to come across the event where, let's say, you go to do camping, you go to hotel room, which is not your house, and you come across this kind of spirit that has been killed or stabbed, or bad thing happened to them, and happen to be stuck in that place and thinking, oh, this is my place, right?
Correct.
You not belong here. I'm gonna harass you, right? I'm gonna, get rid of you.
Yeah.
So at that time, you can start to think of a higher power, like master, to help. And right away, when you start to recite the name, the angry will start to disappear. The upsetting heart will stop. It's like when somebody have been touched upon the kindness and love that they never received for a very long time. Firstly, they will feel stunned first, that they cannot move. But after a while, that kind of master power of real love and kindness and compassion will touch upon their body and their heart, and they will actually start to change into their normal human life form just before the tragedy.
Okay.
And then at that time, they will start to have sense. And if you be able to have conversation with them, like telepathically, have conversation with them, they will actually tell you the story. And they will sometimes remember you, like what affinity they have with you in the past. That's why they have to present themselves to you. So yeah, you can ask what they want, and satisfy them. And, and after that, you ask Master to uplift them from their circumstance. That they doesn't need to stuck there anymore. They can move on. They can, let's say, be in the system or, uplift themselves from that place.
I see.
And actually, go to take another birth again or move on to be something else, according to their own evolution.
This is a interesting topic to explore. Especially in the nature of the spirit world. I think in our Asian folklore we have many types of ghosts in different cultures, right? Yeah.
For example, when you, let's say, when you slightly elevated in the spiritual part, especially you being initiated, that have initiation from a perfect living master, you will have some kind of light that you carry with you, especially from the wisdom eye center. Being human, we don't see who is who, but in the astral world, our self, our astral self actually lit up. And the most condensed light that you have, that's the light from your wisdom eye center. So it's gonna be like a crowd, like a tiara, let's say, a big circle of tiara.
Okay.
In your head, like you see in the painting, that Buddha have light around his head.
Like a halo.
Some of the saints, they have like a halo, right, around their head. So when you walk around in this world, if you enter the overlap zone between this world and the astral world, the astral being will actually see you like that, lit up with the halo. So they will try to come near you, investigate like what you are, and try to make out why you have the light project from your head, and it's so beautiful, that they never seen before. That's why sometimes in a particular place, initiated will actually get more harassed than normal people because of the light that we carry with us.
I see. Is that bad or good?
But if you don't know how to deal with it, you can get harassed in your sleep. When you're unconscious. But if you know how to deal with it, it's actually helpful, to those poor beings as well.
So the question is, how do you deal with it?
Right.
Not to get harassed.
Normally, when you travel somewhere and have to sleep somewhere else in a hotel, guest house, or ashram, for the first time, you have to actually sit down, and try to think of Master, of your beloved one. And then you start in your heart, start to recite the names until you feel peaceful within yourself. So if it's like that, it's like you go in a particular place and you try to uplift the whole, the energy of the building, the energy of the place, uplift, that. So all of those astral beings, hungry ghosts, lower deities, or even demons that reside or stuck in the place for a very long time can get uplifted by master energy. So you can, doing as a ritual, let's say, when you just go to somewhere new, you never know who has been died there, what has been stuck there, it can happen in a period of many hundred years. But you can being actually like a light bearer, a torch bearer in this world by going there and try to to change the vibration, the energy of the place to become peaceful, to bring master blessing into that place. Then you can have peaceful time and enjoyment time in that place without any disturbance.
I see. So is this practice encouraged for disciples, or are they meant to be only used only for your personal protection, like cleansing of a
Master
place?
always encourage you. Let's say Babaji, he said that, you have to always recite the holy names, right?
Yeah.
You have to always think of the master, right?
Yeah.
And you have to always connect with the master. He always saying that, being initiated by our promise, our duty, wherever we go, we're supposed to recite the names in the back of our mind anyway. Like Babaji, he said, you have to do Simran during your day, right? You have to do Simran during your meditation. Yeah, and Ishwapuriji even suggests you to do Simran before you go to sleep. And the Simran, the holy name, carry on in your mind during the night until you wake up.
Yep.
So what I say to you here is not different than what Master said. It's not new thing, but I just say to you how it works in the astral world, how astral beings seeing us.
I see. So it's technically okay if we just use the 5 words for daily repetition, and also like when you mention, let's say we go camping in the forest to alleviate any negative energies around our camping area. So it's
Yes.
it's perfectly fine, right, to do this.
Yes.
We are not abusing our initiation powers or things like that, right? Because
No, in your heart you just have to know that you want to connect with Master and let Master do the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't have that kind of mentality where, yes, I'm initiate of Master now, I'm special.
And I want to be a
Therefore, I'm going to
ghostbuster.
go there. Just go in a haunted house, let's say, and start to challenge them and recite the names to uplift them. No.
Actually,
you cannot do like that. It's just going to, build your own ego.
Yes.
That, I'm the one, right? I'm the chosen one. Come to bless this world. No,
yes.
you can't be like that.
Yes, correct. So I just want to highlight this to everyone hearing this, that we are only doing this as a form of building that affinity and relationship with the master. So it's it's 2 in 1. So you get to bless the place, and at the same time you get to create more devotion and love to your master.
Yes, that's correct. That's the main purpose.
Yeah. So it's 2 in 1.
And the side benefit that they have in the astral level is where you uplift the place, right? You uplift the being that have been stuck there for decades, for centuries. But it's not for you to know. If they come in your dream to thank you and let you know, that's good. But if, they not come to say to you or anything, don't expect that.
I see.
Because you have to do it anyway, right? Wherever you are, you have to try your best to connect with your master and, and remain in that connection.
Got it. So besides blessing of places and to alleviate the energies around that area, I think in our culture especially we have also um, seen or experienced looking at how people get possessed, right? So possession is also one thing that I think traditionally happened more in Asian culture, where you get possessed by, I don't know, random spirits, especially
Yeah.
children, right? They get possessed
Mm-hmm.
easily. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe from a non-initiate perspective,
Mm-hmm.
how can you deal with possession? And then maybe you can touch on from an initiate perspective, how can we deal
Okay.
with possession?
Actually, today I'm listening to one of the story of a girl. She has been possessed by a very strong spirit, where all this time she just kind of like lose control of herself and acting weird and crazy. Where everybody around her gets scared, right?
Mm,
And with this nowadays technology, people just like make video of her when she start to getting weird,
yeah.
like when she possessed with something and release in the online media, right?
Mm,
So the girl get very upset and she said like, oh, no one understand me. I have such a difficult time, to living in this world with this weird symptom happening. So she tried to find out, oh, what happened to me? How I can be better? How I can get rid of this possession of spirit? So she come across the slightly elevated group of people who practice and they have their own guru,
mm-hmm.
you know. So they be able to see what happened to her and she seek help. So they go to the girl house and they say that, oh, actually, your great grandmother, she invite some powerful spirit into the house in her care. And she said to that spirit that, oh, you doesn't need to be alone in the forest anymore. Please come, yeah, to stay in my place. Me, my family, my relative, we take good care of you. But in return, please give wealth, prosperity, and good luck for us, right?
Mm,
So when this great grandma she come back to the house, and the daughter said that, what? What are you doing? Why you try to invite this kind of spirit to our house? I'm not agree. That's bad, right?
yep.
Then the great grandma just thinking like, oh, okay, then I'm not doing that then, right? And just let go and eventually forget about that. But because the spirit already has been invited and it keep the promise, so it has been hanging around in the house for
Mm,
many generations and
mm,
try to whatever they see that, oh, there's a pretty girl in the family, try to come and possess the young one,
mm,
the weak one and the
mm,
young one. So that one will have nightmare, will have pain in particular body, will hear voices,
mm,
right? Will hear voices and some like scary vision
mm,
at the point that other people don't understand. And the whole village say like, oh, this family has been cursed, right?
mm.
Because of the girl in the family has been acting weird for 3 generations. And then nowadays, they found out what happened. So that group of people, slightly elevated group of people, they come and try to meditate in their house. and say the spirit like, oh, please, let this family go, you know. We will doing some kind of ceremony, some kind of merit, you know, given to you. So you feel satisfying and you let this promise go. But the spirit said, no, I don't have promise with you. I have promise with this family.
Mm-hmm.
This family have to do the merit for me, right?
Yeah.
So yes, sometimes something like this can happen unknowingly in the family because of your ancestor commitment in the past that you don't actually know, you know.
Okay.
And they hung on because, you know, being the spirit, they live longer. Because in astral world, astral being live for 1,000 years, sometimes 1,000 years, 2,000 years, you know, 3,000 years even, if they're very powerful. So they live long time, and they hung on that promise to deliver.
I see.
So when they desperate, they try to possess somebody to make them know that they are here, to make you know, people hear their voice. Because if they possess the person, then the person can talk and say what they need. You understand?
Yeah. So what can the family do? I mean, maybe for a non-initiate perspective, what can you do? Should you just approach, you know, someone who's you know, more elevated, like a medium, or, you know, I don't know.
You can approach somebody that can talk to the spirit, or to know about what's happening, the circumstance, you know, to give you the bigger picture of what is actually happening in this human world and the astral world, right?
Okay.
And if, you know, that, let's say, monk, spiritual teacher can help you to uplift the spirit in any way, then, you know, then seek help. But sometimes the spirit, we say like, oh, what is the point for other people to give me the merit? I don't need it. It's not going to reach me directly. I need, you know, directly from this particular one, from this family. So the family shall get together, try to uplift themselves, try to, you know, let's say, keep precept for a certain time. Let's say they say, okay, you know, we're going to give you merit. So we're going to keep strict precept, turning to be vegetarian, vegan for 3 months, for, let's say, the whole family. And this merit we dedicate to the spirit that we owe. Then yes, they can be satisfying.
I see. And
being human, we have a lot of chance to do merit in our life. And the most meritorious merit is to elevate ourselves, you know, to evolving within yourself to the next level of awareness. If you can doing that, it's really powerful. It can fix a lot of things, a lot of bad luck, you know, a lot of disturbance in your life, and remove a lot of obstacle and problem in your life that you know or not know.
Okay. That's for the non-initiate. I mean, for initiates, let's say you're an initiate and you see a fellow family member who gets possessed. What can you do to help? Do you still you know, invoke the master power? I guess so. I guess that's what you can do, right?
If you have a perfect living master, you should go and inform the master directly. Whether writing the letter, email, chat, phone call, whatever, you inform the master of what happened and leave to master to take care. And if you have enough affinity, that master being your close friend, your family member, you can ask master to come and, and bless the place.
I see. So it's
Or if you don't have access to master at all, you being not close Stevadas, right? You're not close to master. You only get initiation.
Yeah.
And you can play to master inside, because master is outside and inside as well. You can connect to master inside and tell the problem as well.
I see. So you should not attempt to resolve that possession by yourself, right? Maybe, I don't know, by uttering the holy words. Hopefully, the spirit leaves the body of that possessed.
To fend for yourself, to fend for yourself, like what you can do immediately. Yes, to recite the name, to think of the master is what you can do.
Okay.
Until you let master know, or until master give you some solution to do, or master come at your place and help.
Okay. All right, that's quite insightful, because I think it'll be beneficial to some people who are currently experiencing problems like this at home, or in their family, or somewhere close like a friend, right?
Yes, because in Asian we more superstitious culture, than in the West. A lot of time people will ask about, my family has been cursed. This one, that one, the enemy did this to me. How can I undo it, right? So yeah, there's a lot of questions like that. So now you know how to deal with it, in a practical way.
Yeah. I guess it's a very useful session that we are having today. We moved from the spirit world, hungry ghosts, now to possessions, and to exorcism, blessings.
Okay.
But I think it all boils down to having faith in the master and creating that closer affinity and bond with
Yes, that's right.
your master. And then it's more like a 2-in-1 package, I feel, to resolve worldly issues, at the same time build on that spiritual connection with your master. Okay. So is there any other topics that we want to touch on today before we end this satsang?
Okay, let me say one thing, right? Is a story.
Okay.
Actually, from Ishvapuriji, saying about his great master. So that's one time there's one master from Bhutan, right? The country near Nepal. And he visited Dera and eventually become great master disciple. And one day he said to great master, after great master finished the satsang, he said, "Master, why you never show your true form to us? Why you always in disguise? I know that your true form is greater than what we see. Please show me." Then great master just stared at him for a moment, and he fell down from his chair. Then people asked, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" And this monk saying that, "Oh, it's very, very bright light from the master that hit me at the point that I fell from the chair. So master just smile and say like, yes, it's only one hair on my
hair.
head.
Yes.
If I show all to you, or my true self to you, can you handle that? Right?
Yeah.
So what happened is that being initiated, we built a connection from the time of initiation, from the time that master accept us to be their disciple. So we build up, let's say, a light connection from master to us, like one hair. From master connect to one hair from the, let's say, astral projection, right? The radiant form of the master connect to our wisdom eye center. So wherever we are, we carry that as a halo on our head, and one beam of light from us connect to our inner master. So the more of time that you spend on contemplation, thinking of master teaching, thinking of the master, you actually expand that beam of light to be bigger and bigger. You know, from you to your inner master, to the radiant form of the master, you know, that grow with light.
I see.
Then the more, the bigger of these beam of light, the more blessing you can receive in the form of light, in the form of shepherd, in the form of vibration to you. And from you, it will radiate from every of your chakra, from your 6 chakras to the world, to the people you connect with. Then you just like a walking blessing in this planet, you know. Whoever seeing you physically, connect with you physically, they feel uplifted. And wherever you are, you happen to automatically uplift the place, the whole place, uplift the being that has been stuck there for 100 years, for decades. From there, you know, from their misery, you know, so they can move on to a better circumstance.
That's it for today's satsang. Thank you, guest speaker, for spending time with us for this satsang. If you want more information about Easter Asia, please go to www.easterasia.com. You can also subscribe to our newsletter and email us any inquiries you may have regarding spirituality. Thank you for listening.